blue collar guns and gear. A friend of mine was asking me the other day, he said, well, as much as you shoot and as many guns as you like to try out and everything, what is your favorite all around handgun? And I had to think about it because I'm not as much of a handgunner as I am a rifleman or a shotgunner. But I love a good handgun, and yeah, I have several. I have, you know, Glocks and a couple of little 380s, you know, in the semi-auto. But as far as just a favorite handgun that I love to shoot the most, I would have to pick this Ruger GP100. I love it. It's a 4-inch stainless, 6-shot, 357 Magnum. It is a tank of a gun. It's a little bit heavy, being a 4-incher. I've shot a 3-incher. My best friend's the one that turned me on to these a couple of years ago. He has a 3-inch in stainless, and it shot so well in my hand, I said, I have got to have one of these. And it's taken me a couple of years. You know, I've come close a few times, but for some reason this gun has always eluded me. But every time I shot his, I wanted one. Well, I finally got one a little while back, and this is the 4-inch version though, and it's just, I don't know why, but this gun shoots better to me than any other handgun I've ever had. Now, I don't care for the real long barrels like the 7.5 inchers or so. I mean, if you want to hunt with a handgun, you like a long barrel, it's all personal preference. But for me, I like a 4-inch or shorter barrel, and this 4-inch Ruger GP100 is my favorite handgun that I've ever shot. As far as just a pure shooter, this one is my favorite. I had a Smith & Wesson 629-6. It was a 4-inch 44 Magnum, and it shot just as good as this one. And it was a little bit lighter. But there again, I think the Rugers are a little bit stronger built. That's just my personal opinion. They're very, very stout. But that's not taking anything away from Smith & Wesson. I'm a big Smith & Wesson fan. I love Smith & Wesson revolvers. Of all Smith & Wesson products, their revolvers are my favorite. And then they make a good, like the AR, they make a good little AR for the money. And they make a good polymer pistol and semi-auto, and even the all-metal semi-autos they made some really, really good stuff. But I love Smith & Wesson revolvers. And, you know, a 686 or a Model 19 or like a 586 or something like that, they're excellent, incredible, beautiful firearms. I would give the edge to Smith & Wesson as far as looks. I think Smith & Wesson makes one of the most beautiful handguns in a variety of different models and makes, and you can't beat them. Some people are die-hard Ruger, and some people are die-hard Smith & Wesson. Well, I'm die-hard both. I really love both. And, you know, this one here is just, I'm a less is more kind of guy. It's not real fancy, but it's extremely nice. It's probably a $650 gun. That's not necessarily a blue-collar gun, but it depends. I mean, because you have a lot of people are different. Blue-collar people are different, and sometimes us blue-collar folks, we like to enjoy the finer things in life too. And this is not my everyday carry. I carry a semi-auto every day. I carry a Glock every day, and sometimes a little J-frame, you know, Smith snubby in 38 plus P. Sometimes as a backup, sometimes as primary. So I don't carry this every day. This is a woods gun. I carry it in the woods, and I love to shoot it, and it's a great home defense gun. It's just all around a great gun. It's the most accurate. Oh my goodness, it's unbelievable how well this thing shoots out of my hands. And I am not a great handgunner by any stretch of the imagination, but I just, you know, I really can't miss with it at 50 feet, and I cannot miss with it. So it is a great home defender for me, and just all around good gun to have. I just love to shoot it. And the thing is built so solid. It's a heirloom gun. I'm going to pass this on to my son one day. I will keep it forever. And You know, the 357 Magnum is just a great caliber, and you know, everybody has their favorites. I wouldn't say this is necessarily a blue collar gun, but I am a blue collar guy, and I have it, so maybe it is. There's a lot of people out there who are not really enthusiasts. I mean, they like guns. They like to have a gun or two around for self-defense. They like that peace of mind to have something to defend themselves with. And, you know, they'll take the plunge one time. They'll go out and buy a really nice gun, and then they're done with it. They're like, well, I can keep it under the mattress or in the nightstand or in the safe or whatever. If I ever need a gun, I know I've got a good one that will absolutely work. And they'll go out and they'll get something like this. Or they'll go out and get a Smith & Wesson 686 or something like that. And a lot of times people like that only, you know, they only have maybe like a nice handgun and a nice shotgun, and that's it. They're pretty much done after that. They're not, you know, too gung-ho. They don't go out shooting every week. They might shoot it once a year or even less, and have a couple of boxes of shells for it. And that's the way a lot of gun owners are. And that's how they'll end up with something like this. And a lot of times they end up with a revolver because they're just so simple. The simplicity of them. A lot of people, even in this day and age with all the information out there, they still don't realize that semi-autos are really just as, I mean, to me, they're just as reliable as a revolver. I mean, they really are nowadays. And, you know, but a lot of people still don't believe that, or they don't think so. Anyway, it's all personal preference. I don't want to ramble on here. But, you know, if you're one of those guys out there that's just looking for a great all-around self-defense weapon, and you're not a gun enthusiast who's going to go out and buy 20 or 30 guns and 50,000 rounds or whatever, you know, if you're just looking for one gun that'll last you a lifetime and everything, and you want to spend a little bit more on a very high-quality item, hey, I recommend a Ruger GP100 in a 3 or 4 inch barrel. You absolutely cannot go wrong. Now, I appreciate you watching. Y'all come see us.